Thank you. Donald. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, members of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, and thank you, fellow workers, and you, Buck. It's a special honor receiving this award from Michael. You know, multi-talented is a much-abused term in our profession, but Michael is the only man I know who can, with one hand, while taking out your appendix with the other. I grew up, like many of you, watching the films of Cecil B. DeMille, in whose name this award is given, and he was one of those who knew the secrets of successful filmmaking. He understood the audience's natural attraction to themes with great moral issues, messages, and with a lot of sex and violence. And as a great producer, he understood that biblical stories are all in public domain. I've made a lot of films, some of which I've forgotten and some of which I've tried to forget. But in the course of this strange thing we call a career, I've traveled to scores of exotic places. I've met many interesting people, kissed dozens of beautiful women, and have actually been very well paid for it, and I am most grateful, but of course that doesn't mean that I won't sue you. A number of decades ago, when I started in this business, I was told by someone who seemed to know what he was talking about that I should take lessons to erase permanently my accent so that I could play parts without wearing a kilt. And so that the American audiences could understand what the hell I was saying. Well, it's quite obvious by now that I didn't take his advice. As a matter of fact, just in the last year, there were two big films made of Scottish heroes. Rob Roy, played by an Irishman, and the other, Braveheart, played by an American-Australian, and both splendidly Scottish. The point is, I think, if actors and actresses are good at what they do, and if you, the audience, are affected, moved by the stories we help to tell, then that's the real reward. Truthfully, it's the stuff in between the punches, the shootings, and the car crashes that really count. The scenes between the men and the women that try to say something about how we really behave, how we really feel. That's ultimately what moves people and sends them to the theaters, pays to see our films. In other words, I prefer my audiences stirred, not shaken. Thank you again for this. I promise to do everything I can to deserve it, except retire. Thank you. Good night.